Welcome to Startups in Action, the hot perks and hot picks of crowdfunding show. If you don't already know, the world is falling in love with the crowdfunding campaigners we've focused on here on our hot perks and hot picks of crowdfunding show. I recently reported on Spira Footwear going from crowdfunding startup onto A&E TV networks and to their highly rated Duck Dynasty show. Well, today's blockbuster news is even bigger, much bigger. I recently interviewed Stanford University grad Debbie Sterling as a hot pick during her crowdfunding campaign launch for GoldiBlox, which went on to raise far more money than she'd even asked for. Well, now get this. If you're one of the nearly 97 million viewers who watched this past Sunday's Super Bowl for both the game and the unique ads, you saw the crowd-funded project named GoldiBlox make their Super Bowl broadcast premiere. Wow, what a rocket blast ride for these young women from Stanford University onto crowdfunding and now onto their own commercial running on a Super Bowl TV ad at a cost of $4.5 million. You know, over my years of interviewing the most successful entrepreneurs, I've verified time and again that media exposure always plays a key role in their financial success. I had the chance to interview Debbie and her associates in the early stages of their successful crowdfunding campaign launch, even before they had the actual product or manufacturing.
I actually wrote and illustrated a story about the GoldiBlox girl inventor and her funny friends and her first machine, which I just arbitrarily chose a belt drive, and started prototyping it with thread spools and a pegboard and dowels, stuff I found around the house and in the hardware store. And I met Sydney, who's with me now, and a couple other women who studied design research at Cornell, and they helped me test the prototype with over 100 kids. Over the course of a few months, we went into the homes of 40 different families in 3 schools and just kept modifying the prototype based on what we learned by observing the kids play with it.
You had already learned about crowdfunding from your previous volunteer experience. Is that the case?
Yeah, I did. And it became a huge success, and it was definitely inspiration for this crowdfunding approach that I'm taking now with GoldiBlox. I decided to launch GoldiBlox via Kickstarter in the hope that it would be kind of the big buzz-building opportunity, because my ultimate goal is to get GoldiBlox on the shelves of stores, but it's very hard to do that as an independent toy maker who no one's ever heard of. And I knew that it was a powerful story about my background as an engineer and my childhood. And so I knew if I was able to tell that story on Kickstarter in a way that could really capture people's hearts, that would be kind of a genuine, authentic way to launch what the brand really is and get people excited about it, prove that people want this, and get some PR so that stores will take it more seriously. That was the idea.
And how much have you raised so far, and what's your goal?
Our goal is $150,000, which is what we need to do our first production run. And right now we're at $136,000.
How long did it take to reach the $136,000 mark?
4 days. Me and my team here spent a lot of time researching Kickstarter, knowing that you can't just put a video up and cross your fingers. You really have to spread the word and make sure people see it.
Well, in terms of getting people to see it, Debbie, you've accomplished that. A Super Bowl commercial of your own. What an amazing badge for GoldiBlox to carry forward in your marketing and distribution. GoldiBlox ad appeared alongside some of the biggest brands in the world, such as Budweiser, Cheerios, and Coca-Cola. Super Bowl commercials typically are dominated by big brands that can afford the hefty price tag. With all the national publicity, Debbie's crowdfunding campaign went on to raise $285,000 of other people's money to use to manufacture, launch, and grow GoldiBlox so she could send all of the backers her first products off the assembly line. Visit crowdfundingintelligence.com. Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to learn more and how to be featured on our Hot Perk and Hot Picks of Crowdfunding, visit crowdfundingintelligence.com. I'm Mike Hayes. Thanks for joining us.